believes I can't sleep.
It's time to listen to Courtney at last on the Ramblings of an Insomniac podcast.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Ramblings of an Insomniac. I am Courtney. Hello, it's been a bit. I've been MIA. What am I, like some military op, some like army person? I make it sound like I'm a lot cooler than I am. No, I just haven't done a podcast for a while because I have been in a funk and kind of focused on some other things going on and trying to kind of gather myself and reassess some things and kind of prioritize some stuff. And so, I just needed to get my head back in the game and regroup. So here I am, regrouped. I'm regroupified. Again, if you hear panting in the background, as usual, like I always say, you did not stumble upon porn. This is, I am down trying to exercise my dogs. I've been exercising them for quite a while. They're pretty, I don't even know how they have any energy left. I wish I could bottle it up and sprinkle it on me throughout the day instead of the one too many Red Bulls that I have. I am downing Red Bulls, which is so stupid. So stupid. I need to be able to be around for my grandkids, and I'm not going to if I keep doing Red Bull like it's crack. So anyway, what has been keeping me up? Holy forkin' shirt balls. Man, what's not keeping? There's a lot. Where do we start? Okay, first, wow. Really, Columbia University, Yale, Berkeley. Really? So you're Nazis now? Is that the path that you want to take? Is that the look you want? I mean, really, you want the swastika look? That's so 1940s. You know what I'm saying? That's so 1945. Why? Why are we down with swastikas? And I say that, and you can't go, oh my God, remember when everybody called you racist and bigot and like that was an overdue, like people, that's way over drama. This is not drama. If you are pro-Palestine, you are sitting there at a university that these Jewish students are paying to attend, that they have the right to attend, and you are trying to prevent them from going to the school that they have the right to go to, that they're enrolled in, that they are paying for. It's not your school to be able to, you may be attending that school, but you don't have the right to tell others they can't, to where you are forming a human barricade. You're linking arms and chaining together while chanting pro-Hamas and pro-Palestine chants, while you are threatening Jewish students. You are threatening Jewish students, telling them to go home and barricading them from going to schools, telling them to get off the property, telling them to go home. You are a Nazi. Are you proud? You bunch of uptight, incredibly wealthy, pompous, uneducated, ignorant yahoos that deserve to be flicked like a bug off of a windshield. This is this is our future. A bunch of fucking idiots that don't know their head from their asshole. Way to be proud. I don't know, these bunch of fucking babies that were born with a silver spoon up their mouth. I'm going to start a new trend and saying up their mouth, not in their ass. I'm going to say up their mouth. Yeah, up their mouth. I said it. That's it. Born with a gold spoon up their mouth. There we go. Sitting here talking as if they know anything about struggle, I'm not saying because you're rich, you haven't struggled. I'm not saying if you were born a trust fund baby, you haven't gone through anything. But these kids, clearly, I find it atrocious. I find it atrocious. It should actually be illegal for professors, especially like history, any professor that teaches anything to do with history. You should be teaching kids facts. And it should be an elective if you're teaching kids anything other than facts. And it should be with the disclaimer, hey, I'm just pulling shit out my ass. This is basically Harry Potter make-believe. And you can believe if you want. It's like ghosts. I believe, I'm a huge skeptic. It takes a lot. The scientist in me always wants to debunk things and look at things scientifically. So once I've done that and I don't have a logical explanation for things, then I will be like, this can't really be explained. It could be paranormal. I don't know what happens after you die. Maybe maybe there are spirits. I don't know. So I'm not going to rule it out. So those kinds of things I get if you're going to teach class on, paranormal or what happens after you die, because no one knows. But if you're teaching history, it should be illegal for you to not teach anything but actual facts and what actually went down. And if you are now telling kids a bunch of bullshit about Israel and Palestine and Egypt and the whole, and the Romans and everything, if you're going to teach kids and you're molding our future and you're shaping our future and they're paying you to give them information so that they have knowledge and they are enlightened and they have an education, and you're teaching them a bunch of garbage that is untrue and false, that is fake news, how is that legal? How is that okay? How can you as a professor go to bed at night and be proud of yourself and be comfortable with you lying? Because you believe the lies. That's why. Because you believe your own lies. And even if you don't believe your lies, you've talked yourself into it. You've convinced yourself enough that somehow you can sleep at night. And I find that appalling. People used to say that if you voted for Trump, you're the deplorable ones. Really interesting. So, the people that were rioting to where they were destroying mom and pop businesses by lighting them on fire or throwing rocks and bricks through their windows and stealing from them, knocking people over, fighting people, blocking people from going to work. That is all totally acceptable. These people right now that are sitting here blocking the Jewish community during their holiest week, which I'm going to get wrong because right now I'm tired and all of a sudden, but not Palm Sunday. God, Courtney, Passover. Yeah. They're sitting here being absolutely uneducated, ignorant, spoiled, rotten, entitled brats that are throwing temper tantrums and preventing. They're being racist. They're being anti-Semitic. They are being ignorant. They are being bigoted. They are being violent. They are being bullies. They are threatening, and they are again preventing people that are paying to go to that school from getting an education. And yet this is okay. Again, cutting off children that are minors. It's okay now to use minors as apparently lab rats and dissect them as if they are subhuman and give them completely roles as if they are adults, but still calling them minors because they are minors, they are children, but yet they can't get a tattoo, they can't vote, but they can absolutely mutilate their bodies. But we're deplorable. So you're okay with child sex trafficking through the borders. You're okay with fentanyl through the borders. You're okay with terrorists through the borders. You're okay with being a Nazi and being pro-Palestine and pro-Hamas and throwing bricks and rocks into businesses and lighting their businesses on fire and stealing from businesses. And you're okay with funding the Ukraine But we're deplorable for wanting Trump, who wants nothing but peace and what's best for America. And when he was at the helm, we were not, I repeat, not having any issues or going to war with Iran or possibly China or possibly Russia or possibly anybody. Everybody had a job. There wasn't this segregation. The economy was doing great. And remember when Trump said that he wanted to shut down any traffic from China when COVID first started, and he was like, hey, we shouldn't have people traveling here when it first started, and everybody lost their minds and was like, oh my God, you're a terrible, horrible person. You're racist against the Chinese and you hate the Chinese and you're just blaming the Chinese. And then all of a sudden it was Trump's fault that COVID happened. And then remember that every single thing that the left has bitched about and accused the deplorable ones of, not only have they done, but they've upped the ante by about 6 billion, and they've just lost their ever-living fucking minds. But we're deplorable. So those things are on my mind. The fact that I'm just now finding out that a six-year-old has apparently shot, I guess this happened in August of 2023. Apparently, a 6-year-old shot their kindergarten teacher and apparently said, take that, bitch, or die, bitch. A 6-year-old. And apparently, I don't know if it was kids or adults, but there were 4 either kids or 4 adults that reported that this kid had a weapon, and they reported it to the assistant principal, and the assistant principal did nothing. But what I want to know is if they were adults that knew, I'm assuming the adults would have said something or done something and not just reported it. I would assume that adults would have taken that weapon. So it must have been kids. But a 6-year-old. And then come to find out in 2020, apparently, another 6-year-old in 2020, so 4 years ago, a 6-year-old also apparently killed a teacher and I guess a student. I have so many questions. Where are they getting guns? How are they getting guns? Why aren't the guns being locked up? Why aren't the guns being locked up? Why do the 6-year-olds know how to shoot a gun? What is going through their mind to make them even have those thoughts? You know why? Because they're bored. They're antisocial. They're being raised by computers. They're being raised by social media. They have no consequences. They have no accountability. They're constantly being negative. Everybody keeps asking them how they feel, but like you have to be feeling sad. What are you feeling sad about? Do you feel like you're not really a man or not really a woman? Do you feel like you're a boy and not a girl? You're constantly making kids question who they are when they're perfectly content with who they are. They are, one minute they're Harry Potter, the next minute they're a unicorn, then they're Ken Barbie, then they're a cowboy, then they're an Indian, and then they're a princess. Kids constantly change their minds because that's what you do. Don't rob them of their childhood. Stop robbing them of precious, precious time being a kid where they have make-believe and they dress up however they want. And you don't need to question it. It doesn't fucking matter. Don't question it. Don't constantly ask them how they're feeling. No wonder they're going around shooting up everybody because you're constantly putting negative thoughts in their head and you won't shut the fuck up and just let them be a kid. And now I got to call my dog, Mosby. Mo. I got so sidetracked and fired up that there he is. Hey, Mom. You know the drill. You know it's like, oh, Mom's just blabbling, rambling again. But stop constantly, incessantly asking your kids how they feel. Let them be a freaking kid and go play. Also, give them chores. Make them clean up after themselves. Make them be accountable when they misbehave. Make them have consequences. Make them work for a treat or work for a toy. And then when they are old enough to have an actual job with an actual paycheck, make sure that they're doing that, even if they're going to school. Because then they're going to be so tired and they aren't going to be bored that they're not going to want to shoot up anything. They're going to be too exhausted and their mind's going to be preoccupied, and they'll actually value life probably a lot more. Spend time with your kid. Do board games with your kids. Go on walks with your kids. It doesn't cost money to go on a walk. It doesn't cost money to play a board game. It doesn't cost money to play charades. It doesn't cost money to draw. You don't have to be rich to spend time with your children. And nobody wants to babysit or listen to your ridiculously loud temper tantrum throwing children in a store or at a restaurant. I know I've had kids, my own kids throw a fit. I'm not saying that my kids don't throw fits or are perfect, not even a little bit. But when they did throw fits, I didn't keep them at the store and I didn't keep them in the restaurant bothering everybody else. And they did have consequences. I didn't ask them, well, how does that make you feel? I don't give a fuck how you feel. If I say you can't have, ice cream because you didn't eat your dinner, I'm sorry if you're upset by that. You're allowed to be upset by that. But I don't care that you're upset by that. You don't get ice cream. End of story. If you're sad, so be it. But somehow now kids have the rights. Come on, guys, let's go. Somehow the kids have all the rights. So those are some things keeping me up. Columbia spoiled, rotten, brat, temper tantrum throwing, uneducated, moronic students that if I were the parents of, I'd be incredibly embarrassed by. Come on, Mo. And the fact that they should all be put in a cargo plane, put parachutes on them, and then shove them out of the plane somewhere over the Middle East. And wherever they land is where they have to live for the rest of their lives. Because if you honestly are a Nazi, if you're a terrorist, and you hate this country so much that when the flag is taken down, you clap. Why is the flag being taken down? We have the most amazing flag in the world, better than Canada, better than the UK, better than Australia. That our flag, out of any flag in the universe, the American flag, more than any flag in the universe, I will say this with like 100% adamant, I'm adamant about this, stands for diversity more than any other flag. Because Canada, UK, Australia, Iran, Palestine, they want people in a box. They want to label, segregate. They want to take away your rights, take away parent rights. They want to brainwash your children. They want to value one life over another. They want to value they want to value like gay and lesbian rights or Black people over white people or straight people. We should all be valued. There shouldn't be such thing as a hate crime because a gay person's life or a Black person's life is not worth more than a straight person or a white person's life. All of our lives are worth the same. So the fact that we even have a hate crime really is segregating because one life, my son's life, is just as valuable as your Hispanic child or your gay child or your Black child. And to say it's not is shitty. So our flag, more than any flag, stands for diversity. And you are going to clap when it's taken down? Again, Canada, Australia, UK, they are not for diversity. They are for label, little boxes. Some people's lives are more than other people's lives. Some people have more rights than other people have rights. That is not diversity. America is where everybody is running to. America is where people are trying to be right now, want to be right now. And you're going to take our flag down and you're going to cheer for it because you think it stands for what exactly? You moronic fuck. Do not take your, I don't know what to say because you obviously have to go to school if you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, whatever. There are some things you have to go to school for. But right now, my God, the education system here, America, we're a bunch of obese morons. And we're the laughing stock and we think that we're so intelligent and we don't even have to know how to read to graduate anymore. You know what ticks me off? I'm getting really fucking tired of children translating for their grown-ass adult Hispanic family. I'm sorry, but if you live here, learn the fucking language. If you're just visiting, fine. You don't need to know it. If you're just here for a little bit, great. Don't learn it. But if your child knows English and you don't, that's some bullshit right there. It goes for me. If I want to go live in Russia, if I want to go live in China, I better know their fucking language. And they have every right to be not happy with me and not thrilled if I don't. But if you've been in this country for years, plural, or even a year, and you still speak broken English, that's some horse shit. So I'm just getting real tired of people acting like America is such a shithole of a country lately. Where the fuck do you get off? Look at your countries. Again, I'm sorry, Canada. I have a lot of Canadian listeners, and I'm sure you guys are all lovely people, and it's your government that's a bunch of horseshit. And I'm sure the listeners obviously probably feel the same way because they probably wouldn't be listening to me given they know where I stand. And again, your country is so stinking beautiful. I have met a million Canadians I love, so I'm not going to say obviously a bunch of people in Australia or Canada or the UK because their government sucks. I'm not going to say that they as a whole suck, because I'm sure there are many wonderful people all over this planet, no matter what country you are in, even in Iran, even in Palestine. I'm sure there are some lovely people over there that are not down with what their government is doing. But I'm tired of people hating on America as if we're such bullies because we don't want a bunch of fentanyl and a bunch of terrorists and a bunch of sex trafficking going on. So we want our borders to be closed like every other fucking country has. We are not the other country that doesn't want an open border. Every fucking country in the world has some kind of says get the fuck out. Do you know how hard it is to live in another country? You can get a visa. You can get a visa to work in that country that you have to keep applying for, or you can marry somebody and have dual citizenship. But if you want to actually live there and be a citizen, and you want to be a citizen in almost every other country, try it. Try it. And yet we're the bad guys because we don't want people literally, quite literally walking over, just tootling on over to our country. To do, hands in their pockets, just walking on over, waving at the video. Hey, waving at people, like it's fucking Miss America pageant. No other country does that. And we're somehow assholes. I'm so fucking tired of it. And if you're burning our flag, you need to be in prison. If you are cheering for the flag being taken down and you are pro-Hamas and you are pro-Palestine, you need to get the fuck out of this country. And you should be arrested if you are protesting at a college campus and trying to prevent students that are paying for that education that are part of that school, and you are terrorizing them. Because again, if you were doing that to a Black student or a Hispanic student or a gay student or a transgender student, holy God, breaking news, interrupt. We now interrupt this broadcast. I just sounded like an old-timey like we do that anymore, but you know what I mean. You know where I'm going. It'd be all over every fucking social media platform. People would be losing their goddamn minds. But Jewish people, nah. Why do people hate on the Jewish community so bad? Why? It's a scary time. I am mortified. And then I keep seeing these videos that people are posting because they think it's funny to get people to fight. Why is that funny? And why are we videotaping it and not helping? Why are we not trying to stop it? Why are we trying to start fights? Why aren't we trying to stop them? Why aren't we all minding our own fucking business and not starting shit? Also, here's the other thing. I'm getting real tired of people being like, oh my God, don't pick on Palestine. Don't pick on Palestine. They're like, they don't have anything. Then I highly suggest if you are a little tiny Chihuahua and you're going to go pick on a Mastiff, or you're a Pomeranian or a Yorkie and you're going to pick on a fucking Great Dane, that's your fucking problem. Don't pick on people with bigger guns than you. Don't pick on dogs bigger than you. Don't pick on people bigger than you. Don't pick on things that have more weapons or more muscle or are faster or that have martial arts background. And if you don't have those things, if you don't know how to fight, if you don't have a martial arts background, if you don't know how to run fast, if you're a little tiny dog, then don't pick on a big dog. So if you're a little country and you're going to keep poking the bear and poking and poking and poking at a country that you know is stronger, that you know is better, then don't fucking get mad when they bite you, when they retaliate. If you're going to fucking start shit with them, then don't expect them not to retaliate and then got all butthurt and be like, oh, but we're little, we're weak. Yes, you are. You are little and weak, so don't fucking pick on people that aren't. Just like if you're a bully, if you're some kid, don't go over and pick on the biggest kid in the whole world and keep starting shit. And when that kid keeps going, hey, leave me alone. And then you keep going at it. I see this at the kennel and I see this with people's dogs all the time. And then people get mad at the big dog. It's the little dog, just like it's usually the little brother or the little sister. It's the little dog that goes around constantly bugging the bigger dog, bugging. And the little dog or the bigger brother, the big dog or the big brother constantly warns the small dog, or the brother, hey, stop. Or they ignore. But the little dog just keeps on going, doesn't listen, doesn't heed the warning. And then finally the big dog has had enough and it bites. And you're right. You know what? The big dog's going to do a lot more damage. And that is exactly why maybe that little dog should have listened to the million other warnings that they gave. Even if it's one warning, even if it's one, it shouldn't have to be more than one. It should only be one. And if you don't listen to that one, just like no means no, whatever happens to no means no? What happened to that? So now is it okay to rape a girl because I didn't say no several times? Because I didn't keep saying no? So now is it okay to rape women now because she didn't say no enough? No means no. Period. End of story. And if you keep on bothering somebody that has bigger guns, has better weapons, is smarter than you, then you deserve what you fucking get because you started it. And that's what America needs to do now. We need to go, guess what? If you fuck with us, this is a warning to anybody. If you fuck with us, we will fuck you up. No questions asked. Boom, you're dead. Even innocent civilians. Because it's your fault. Because we mean business. And that's sad. Innocent civilians should never die. That's super duper sad. Sounds terrible to say. But you know what? It would happen one time and then everybody would know we fucking mean business and they'd leave us the fuck alone. So just saying, that's where America needs to go now. Because right now we look so weak. We look pathetic. And we didn't look weak and pathetic when Trump was in office. I'm not saying he's some almighty saint. Mo, let's go, Mosby. Come on. Mo. Definitely not saying he's a saint. Let's go, Nora. Load up. Come on, Mo. I'm just saying that this shit didn't happen and people knew what we meant. People knew we meant business. And so my cat's coughing up a hairball. So we need to flex, but we can't with the current president because who's going to be scared of him? My God. A 3-year-old could blow him over. So that's not something we can flex with. That's just embarrassing. It makes us look exactly how we look. We look weak, and that's why we're in the boat we are now. Come on, guys, let's go. So these are some things keeping me up. I'm a little heated. Now I'm a little winded. I've been outside for quite some time, walking around and doing stuff. Come on, guys. But yeah, these are some things keeping me up, y'all. Tired of spoiled, rotten, entitled brats. Tired of college kids throwing temper tantrums and getting away with it. Tired of the ignorance. Tired of the fighting. Tired of people posting fighting on social media and people applauding that like we're wild savages. We've become wild savages. And we're idiots that can't spell and obese. Great combination. Bunch of uneducated, ignorant, wild savages that are fat. And we're like, oh, a bunch of sumo wrestler fat fucks that are stupid. That's good, America. Way to go. Proud times. But I still love her. Still love America. Still do not want to leave this country. I love it. So we have our problems. They need to be fixed. But I love her. And I really am getting real freaking tired of taking down the flag and hating on her. So to all you out there that hate on America, then don't live here. Get out. Go live somewhere else. Anyway, thanks for listening. These are some things keeping me up. I hope you are doing well wherever you are in your neck of the woods. I hope Canada and Australia and Ukraine get their shit together. Iran, you suck. Palestine, you suck. Yeah, you deserve what you get, and I hope it is. Anyway, you deserve whatever you get, and I hope it's not great. So, Israel, I'm with you. Peace to Israel. Peace to everybody that has to go through this. Peace to all the Jewish students that are getting put through hell. It's ridiculous, and hopefully karma is going to clean up shop. Hopefully karma will come along and kind of help Darwin, and Darwin and karma can make a good tag team and clean out some shit. God, I'm negative. I'm a negative asshole today. I'm dark. I'm sorry. I'm like Game of Thrones style today. Total Cersei style today. It's terrible. I got to end on a good note. Thank you for everybody listening. It's a beautiful night. It's a perfect night. So I love that. Always good to get some fresh air. That's what I need to do. I need to remember to breathe. I got to breathe. Let's all breathe. But I am wishing you peace. Wherever you are, I am wishing you peace. I am wishing peace and health. And again, thank you for listening to another episode of The Ramblings of an Insomniac. Until next time.